It is Wednesday. It's the 13th of March. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center, live from Hong Kong. Making news today. Waiting for a sign from above. All eyes are on the sky above the Vatican as we look for white smoke from the chimney. These are live pictures that you're seeing here on your screen of the Sistine Chapel, the signal to Catholics around the world that they have a new pope. Cardinals are meeting behind closed doors for a second day, trying to reach a consensus on a new leader. Today, Rome, and CNN's Becky Anderson and Father Kevin Irwin, a professor of theology at the Catholic University of America. Becky.
That's right. The waiting is over, and now the waiting has begun, as it were. We've had two potential holy smoke moments so far in the
hour on News Center. A verdict is expected in the trial of an American accused of sexually assaulting an Irish student in a Tokyo taxi. The victim was a friend of exchange student Nicola Furlong, who was found dead in a hotel room in the city last May, I should say. A decision is expected Wednesday on 23-year-old James Blackston, accused of the assault. A verdict on Richard Hines, who's accused of Furlong's murder, is due next Tuesday. Authorities in Shanghai are reassuring people that water is safe to drink after thousands of dead pigs were found in the river that flows through the city. Officials have recovered almost 6,000 carcasses and say they expect to find more. The animals are thought to have been killed by a virus. Investigate and stop. Washington takes a hard tone with Beijing over cyber attacks, and now Beijing says it'll cooperate. America's top security advisor has urged China to end online attacks on U.S. targets. China claims it's also been hit by thousands of cyber attacks, and that 2/3 of them were traced to the United States. Police in India say 5 officers have been killed by militants at a police camp in Kashmir. The attack in Srinagar, in the Indian-controlled part of Kashmir, was the first of its kind in about 3 years. Last month, a militant from Kashmir was executed for leading an attack on the Indian parliament in 2001, which killed 9 people. The gang rape and beating of a woman on a bus in New Delhi last December stunned India, and the attack is back in the headlines now after one of the suspects was found dead in a jail cell on Monday. CNN's Sunima Udas has visited the slum where he and 3 other suspects live to find out how residents there are feeling. Sunima joins us now live from Delhi with more. Sunima, before we start on that, I want to ask you a little bit about the attack in Kashmir. Give us a little bit more on the investigation so far and why, if there's any more information as to why the police camp was a target.
Monita, no information on why that armed police force camp was a target, but what authorities say is that...
I have to interrupt there, Sunima. I do apologize for that. We are seeing... I'm going to take you now to Rome and to Vatican City, where we are seeing black smoke. Our sister network, CNN USA, has... You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Hello, I'm Monita Rajpal. We do have confirmation now from the Vatican that the cardinals have indeed not selected a pope just yet. That was the black smoke that you saw just before we went to break there, coming from the chimney at the Sistine Chapel. The Vatican has once again confirmed no pope has been selected. They are now breaking for lunch, and then of course they'll resume their discussions and voting after lunch. Continuing on here on the show, they face trauma, disease, and a daily struggle for food. They are the children of Syria, caught up in an adult's war. The charity Save the Children says as many as 2 million youngsters are trapped in the conflict. Some people in Syria have endured these conditions for 2 years now. The UN says 1 million have fled the country, many of them crossing the border to Lebanon. CNN's Nick Payton-Walsh joins us now live from the capital, Beirut. And Nick, it doesn't seem as though there's any change in sight.
Absolutely. The UN recently warning that this number of 1 million refugees that they're aware of could in fact treble.
Thank you for that. Nick Payton-Walsh there live for us from Beirut. Snow, cold and travel troubles continue in Europe. Our meteorologist Jennifer Delgado is at the World Weather Center with more on that. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Monita. It's been a while since I've seen you. And you know what? Weather has been going crazy across parts of Europe. We're talking about heavy snowfall causing a lot of delays to make it above freezing. Not everybody can be warm and balmy and humid like you over in Hong Kong. You little show off over there.
Yeah, it is pretty balmy over here, I have to say.
You live in the
I am missing the cold. I am missing the cold. I am standing in solidarity with our friends in London and in Europe. So it's all good. Jen, thank you very much for that. And you too. You are watching CNN News Center. I'm Monita Rajpal, live from the balmy CNN Hong Kong studios. Thanks for joining us. We'll update you on these headlines in just a couple of minutes.